friend of me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend of me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend of me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend of me.
What's up out there, friends and family? It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, coming again to bring you another edition of Motivational Monday. For all my replayers, please give me about a minute and a half as I share this information out to all my, I say, if they want them to go with you, they got to grow with you, to all my people that I want to grow with me. And then if you would, as you come onto this broadcast, if you would, it'd be so important. Hey, Courtney, thanks for joining us. I mean, it would mean the world to me if you saw value enough in this video to share it yourself. That would mean so much to me, because I'm about to share it myself. So if you all would, please take a moment, invite your mama, invite your cousin, them, anybody that you want to go on this journey with you. Please invite them onto this Motivational Monday. Tonight is going to be episode 162 of Awaken Your I Am. And I'm about to share this out myself. So if you would, give me about 30 seconds. Courtney, I hope you're off to a fantastic week. Appreciate you jumping on here and joining us tonight. And please, I hope everybody's week is off to a phenomenal start to this week on this glorious, which was a raining Monday today down here in the ATL, but nonetheless, it was still a beautiful Monday. And I got to say, like Cube said, today was a good day. If you would, please share this. If they don't grow with you, they can't go with you. Anybody that you want to roll on this journey with you, please share this out to them and let them know that the motivational teacher has gone live, and you might want to get this bread breaking in your life. All right, I'm done. I've sent it to my people that if they're not on here, that's on them. One of my things, I'm going to start this, getting these things in online tonight. You are in for a blessing. Episode 162 of Awaken Your I Am. Can you believe we 162 episodes into chasing one thought for the last year or so, last 2 years? And tonight, I want to talk about self-actualization. Yep. I'm going where no man has gone before. Tonight, I want to talk about, let me make sure I got everybody comments and stuff. Let me make sure I got my other social media open. Tonight, I want to talk about self-actualization. I'm going to give people about 30 more seconds. When you think about that term, self-actualization, that term was coined by Abraham Maslow. Before Abraham Maslow, there really wasn't a self-actualization. And it has to do, what's up, Coach T? Thanks for joining us, bro. And it has to do everything with Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I just want to make sure I get everybody comments. So let me get my other social media feed up. All right, we're good. Hey, Shamika, thanks for joining us tonight. So that term self-actualization was coined by Abraham Maslow. Abraham Maslow in the early 50s came up with a hierarchy of needs that Maslow said for a person to be the best. Hey, Virginia, thanks for joining us. I see y'all popping on here tonight, right on time. Please share this with your mama, your cousin, them. Let them know I've gone live. And tonight's going to be a bread-breaking opportunity, because going into 2023, this is going to get you right where you need to be right here tonight. So Abraham Maslow is the father of his hierarchy, or the hierarchy of which most psychologists adopted as how they counsel their patients. Abraham Maslow said that there are 5 fundamental needs that people need in order to become the best version of themselves. The first version of themselves is the basic. The basic is breathing, food, water, homeostasis, excretion, sleep. He said people, in order to realize the best version of themselves, they need the basics. Number 2 is safety. He said they have to be safe in order to be able to realize the best version of themselves. He said they need security of body, of employment, resources, morality, family, health, and of property. And you have to think, back in the 1950s, Abraham Maslow was a Caucasian male. And so just by looking at these lists of what a person has to have in order to see the best version of themselves. For some of us minorities, even on safety alone, we can see where there are gaps in Maslow's hierarchy already as we're watching it. The third step, he said, people need are relationships. He said people need to love and feel belong, family, friends, for adult sexual intimacy. He said that the people need to have that in order to reach self-actualization. The fourth one, he said, is people have to have esteem. I printed it off so small I can't hardly read it. He said esteem. Esteem is confidence, achievement, respect of others, and respect by others. Maslow, I just read you 4 different levels of Maslow's hierarchy, of which he says, and they are in numerical order. The first one is the basics. The second one is safety. The third one is relationships. The fourth one is esteem. And then in order to be self-actualization, meaning to reach the highest version of yourself, in order to get to self-actualization where you're morally creative, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, and accepting of facts, Maslow's hierarchy of needs said that I must feel safe, that I must feel safe, I must have the basics, I need great relationships, and I need high self-esteem. Oh yeah, your boy going somewhere tonight. I'm going somewhere tonight. Hey mom, thanks for joining us. I'm going somewhere tonight because I want to talk tonight about self-actualization, how to get to the best version of yourself. And this is right in my wheelhouse tonight, but I did want to walk you through Maslow's hierarchy to get background for this conversation tonight. Abraham Maslow was an American psychologist who developed the hierarchy of needs to explain human motivation. His theory suggests that people have a number of basic needs that they must meet before they can move up the hierarchy and pursue a more social, emotional, and self-actualization needs. So according to Maslow, if you don't have the basics, it's tough to move to safety. If I don't have safety, it's tough for me to move to relationships. And if I don't have relationships, it's tough for me to move to esteem. And if I don't have esteem, I can never become the best version of what I'm supposed to be. Listen to, and I honestly believe that Homo sapien, men and female alike, see their lives as the same likeness of Maslow's hierarchy. We believe that we have to have so many things before we can get to the best version of myself. I believe I got to have a great marriage. I got to have the best job. I got to have a 401k. I got to have great health benefits. I got to have children that are perfect kids and that relate to everything that I'm saying. We somewhat believe, now I'm talking about kingdom-minded people, that we have to somehow meet America's or Maslow's hierarchy of needs before I can become the greatest version of myself. Oh, I'm gonna break. Lord have mercy. I feel bread breaking all on the inside of me tonight. Here's the challenge. I want y'all to get in that chat box too and increase this conversation. Here's the challenge with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And for us believers, I'm gonna talk to us tonight. For us that understands that our deity overrides our humanity, the problem with Maslow's hierarchy of needs is this. Maslow himself was an atheist. He found it difficult to accept religious experience as valid unless placed in a simplistic, positive framework. Wait, motivational teacher. You mean to tell me that many psychologists have adopted Maslow's hierarchy of needs as their fundamental teaching tool to patients? And Maslow himself was an atheist. And Maslow came to the conclusion, an American psychologist came to the conclusion that for Virginia or for Shamika on YouTube or for Courtney or for Margarita to be the best versions for them to reach self-actualization, that they must have, I'm getting to self-actualization in a minute, in order for them to get to the best version of themselves, that everything below the top of the hierarchy must be fulfilled. Oh my God, I'm gonna break bread tonight. I am going to break bread tonight because there are many of us that believe that if I'm not safe and I don't feel secure and I don't have a great husband or a great relationship, or if I don't have the best job, then somehow I am missing the mark. And an atheist created this framework from which most Americans tend to live by. We wonder why there's so many people in debt. We wonder why 88% of the people never move from their hometown. We wonder why so many people live paycheck to paycheck. It's because of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Most people see themselves as on a journey where if I don't complete level A, I can't get to level B. And I came to shed light on this whole conversation tonight to tell you that whatever you were called to do from the foundation of the earth is already in you. I just broke bread. I'm going to deal with Maslow's hierarchy of needs because I honestly and truthfully, tonight we're going to have this conversation. Honestly and truthfully, I believe there's some level of truth in the hierarchy of needs. But the relativity of what is truth is what I came to question tonight. Oh, I'm about to break bread. I came to question what is truth. I believe there's some truth to Maslow's hierarchy. But what is truth? Shamika, come on now. We may miss the mark based on the people we surround ourselves. That's another part of Maslow's hierarchy. His third level is relationships. And we got to think to Shamika's point. Facebook, you can't see it, but Shamika said who we surround ourselves with. And we got to look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Relationships is number 3 on the way to self-actualization. That if I don't have the proper relationships based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, hey, Barbara, thanks for joining us. Based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if I don't have the right relationships that can move me from relationship to esteem, then I'll stick right there. And according to Maslow, is that you can't move to safety if you don't have the basics. According to Maslow, you can't move to relationships if you haven't completely fulfilled safety. You can't move to esteem if you haven't completely fulfilled relationships, and you never get to self-actualization until you've accomplished all 4. Motivational teacher, you keep talking about self-actualization. And I got to tell you that I'm going to get into more of Maslow's. I do believe that there's a version of you that actually is self-actualization. One of the most broadly accepted definitions of self-actualization comes from Abraham Maslow, a psychiatrist. He describes self-actualization as a process of becoming everything you are capable of becoming. Simply saying, in Williams' term, the ability to become the best version of yourself. Self-actualization, according to Williams, is becoming the best version of yourself. According to Maslow, it's the process of becoming everything you are capable of becoming. Now, what is truth? What is truth? Now, I gotta deal with this tonight because I gotta bridge the gap. You have to come on, Shamika, which is so true. You have to understand yourself before you can pour into others. Absolutely. That is self-actualization. To master, the hardest thing, Lao Zhao said, the hardest thing to master on this journey is you. We try to control everything externally and never control what's internally. True mastery is not me mastering what my kids do or what my spouse do or what my pastor does or what my boss does. True mastery is learning how to master you. The most important person that we can master is us. Self-actualization is the top growth needed for human beings and to represent full realization of human potential. Examples of self-actualization include realizing your dreams, being true to yourself, and achieving inner peace. I believe there's self-actualization, but I believe few actually reach self-actualization because they believe that the hierarchy of needs are true and real in order to get to self-actualization. Tonight, I came to challenge your belief thought as a believer. An atheist, Maslow's hierarchy was written by an atheist. How much more? Oh my God, I'm about to break bread. How much more somebody who has the great I am, awaken our I am, how much more should we believe? And so the challenge for kingdom-minded people is having faith and things we cannot see. I technically, according to Maslow's hierarchy, now let me tell you about the great I am who awakens your I am. According to Maslow's hierarchy, I might not have to have friendships and family that are just oozing around me, which is his third level of his hierarchy. I might not have those things around me, but you know what faith says? Faith says that I have everything I need within me in order to create the environment I need to self-actualize. And here's my quorum. Here's my problem. Hey, Juanita, thanks for joining us. Here's my problem with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. My problem with Maslow's hierarchy of needs is that I have a great I am who awakens my I am to problems, situations, issues, solutions that I have no knowledge of at this moment. According to Maslow, I cannot start giving solutions until I feel the bottom four. I can't get to self-actualization to become the best version of me until I've mastered esteem, relationship, safety, and the basics. I can never see true actualization. But let me tell you what I do know. I do know Clark Kent and Superman lives in the same body. I do know Bruce Banner and the Hulk both live in the same body. Here's the problem with self-actualization. I gotta tell you, you'll never 100% have it together before you self-actualize. I just broke bread. I gave whom the Son set free is truly free indeed. Some of y'all should have just received freedom because you thought you had to have it all together in order to realize the best version of yourself. I'm telling you right now that Bruce Banneker and the Incredible Hulk both lives in the same body. I'm telling you right now that Superman and Clark Kent both live in the same body. It depends on where you see me, what you get. Don't tell me that I have to become all these different things to all these different people in order to self-actualize, because I have oh my God, I believe this with everything in me. I know the King of Kings. I know the Lord of Lords. I know the great I am who awakens my I am. I don't take account for tomorrow because the lilies of the field have already been arrayed in all its beauty. Why should I take thought of my needs tomorrow? I don't have to self-actualize safety because my safety is not found in the comfort of this world. And for some of us African American minorities, we understand that our safety cannot be found in a system that civil rights had to be written in to the Bill of Rights to include us. So I can never find safety in this environment based on the environment. My safety comes from what I know about the great I am who awakens my I am. My safety is not in the fact that I live next door to a police, or I live next door to an Army Ranger, or I have 27 guns within my house and I got a security system. My safety is not found in what's external. My safety and my comfort is found in who the great I am in, who wakens my I am. So I can scratch that off Maslow's hierarchy of need, because my Father which is in heaven supplies all my needs according to his riches and glory in heaven. So I can scratch safety off because he will hide me, oh my God, in the shadows of the Most High. I don't need earthly safety when I know what I already been given. We want to talk about flaws of how an atheist sees the world versus how a kingdom-minded person sees the world. But we see so much in today's society where the two are blended. You don't know where the atheists start and where the kingdom-minded person begins, because their approach to this world system is exactly the same. I just broke bread. I just broke bread right there. We can't, I'm breaking bread right now. For the novice eye, they can't see where believing begins and where leaving your comfort zone ends. To the person that works beside you at work, without words, they have no clue that you are a kingdom-minded person. Without me saying I'm kingdom-minded, people should realize that there's something different about how I live. They should realize about how I manage pressure in my life. They should realize that when everybody else scared about getting laid off, that I walk through like I have no needs. He's already fulfilled all my needs according to his riches and glory. Then they talking about a recession. They should already know that you're going through the same recession they going through, but how you go through it is completely different, because you realize that your safety is not found in the economy. It's found in who the great I am is, who awakens your I am. It's a bread-breaking moment right there. We should go through differently. We should not go through as someone, a psychopsychologist who believes in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We should go through as one of a different mindset and of a different breed, that we know that my needs are already been met. I know that I don't have to care about my basics, food, water, shelter. I don't really have to worry about those, because I know the birds of the air find shelter in the time of storms. Maslow's hierarchy of needs deal with people that need to have it externally in order to realize what they have internally. The problem with Maslow is he's looking for the external. My bad, people on here. Looking for, here's the challenge with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Comfort and success in Maslow's hierarchy of needs are all found external. Listen to the list of things he says you have to have: security of body, employments, resources, health, property. He talked about food, water, a homeostasis. Like, all those things are external. Man, I'm talking so good out there. Thank you, Shamika, for validating these words that are coming out of my mouth. Shamika, it looked like it's just me and you having a conversation, because Facebook is mighty quiet out there. Now, if I was on the other side of this, knowing the struggles that I have in my life right now, I'm worried about how I'm going to pay off college. I'm worried about how my kids going to get to school tomorrow. I'm worried about where I'm going to live next year. I'm thinking about how I know I've been called to greatness, but every time I try to get there, I struggle to see myself in that position, because I know I don't have the resources. I know I don't have the funds. I would be disappointed if I only had to live by Maslow's hierarchy of needs, when I know what I see physically, and Maslow is telling me I need all these things physically before I can move into the best version of myself. Oh my God, I'm breaking bread tonight. I'm going to go back and listen to this myself as soon as I get off. I'm breaking bread right here tonight. I don't care if nobody don't say I am. I know I'm breaking bread tonight. I have no problem patting myself on the back. Self-actualization has more to do with the individual in the mirror than it does Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. That's a bread-breaking moment. I don't need an example. Children of Israel. Yes, sir, Coach T, thank you. Children of Israel out in the wilderness. Years. They didn't have a Publix out there with them. They didn't have a Publix they were carrying through the wilderness with them. They didn't have a Walmart where they were able to fulfill their desires. They were led by cloud by day or fire by night. They were led that way. How could they ever reach the promised lands based on if they needed Maslow's hierarchy of needs? How can you, motivational teacher, how could they eat? How could they stay clothed for all the years they were out there, motivational teacher? You know how? My faith, my hope, my faith, my substance is not found in this external. Here's the reality, and why I mark X through Maslow's theory that I need all those things. No joke, I do agree with Maslow that these things need to be fulfilled. But here's my reality. I don't need to see it externally in order to know that they've done, that they've already been taken care of. That's why it takes faith That's why it's without faith, it's impossible to please God. If you're working through kingdom, you'll never self-actualize if you need to do all four by yourself. Because in order, oh my God, I feel this with everything in me. In order to become the best version of yourself, it will take faith. Otherwise, you could get to the best version of who you are and not even self-actualize because the version of who you are is some pretense false individual that has now made it to a certain status and begin to tell everybody else where you are, and realistically, you are not there. Because why? Because you're being propped up by a system that says, I have all those things. The moment the stock market goes bad, you lose half your wealth. What does that mean about your self-actualization? I love this old song. If the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Whether I have money in the bank or whether I don't have money in the bank, it doesn't change the fact that I'm prosperous beyond measure. Oh my God, it doesn't, whether the doctor gives me a clean bill of health or whether the doctor gives me a negative bill of health, it doesn't change the fact that I'm the healed of God, maintaining my health. Why motivational teacher? Because according to Maslow, I got to have it externally. If they gave it to you externally, they can take it away externally, which means you lose self-actualization according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So if you're looking for external validation, you better be looking for the rest of your life. That's a bread-breaking moment right there. You will be, thank you, Shamika, you will be looking for the rest of your life. If you're looking to Maslow's hierarchy of needs externally to validate your actualization. I don't need, oh my God, boy, I'm breaking bread tonight. I didn't know it was going to be this good when I was doing this study earlier. But as I sit here and I'm saying this, man, like I myself is about to run out this chair because I realize that I've already met Maslow's hierarchy of needs according to his riches and mercy that follows me every day. I understand that the Lord is my shepherd and I shall not want. I've already met the qualification of Maslow's hierarchy of needs because the great I am has awakened my I am. Boy, I can run out this room right now. If y'all, man, boy, if we were in person, I would tell y'all to take a lap around the stadium. I would tell y'all to take a lap around the field and believe that what you have on the inside of you is greater than what you see on the outside of you. Oh, my boy. Calm down, Ann. Whew. Calm down, Ann. It's something about the person who sees it before they see it. It's something about the person that believes it before they see it. It's something about the person that can do the work before they see it. It's something about, I understand why he said without faith, it's impossible to please him, because that's a person that sees it before they see it. Man, I love the fact that he said, man, I'll tear this temple in 3 days. If you tear it down, I'll rebuild it in 3 days. I love the fact that people of faith prophesied before they actually see it. I'm okay with not having it today because I understand that my faith can produce whatever I lack. I understand that my life that I see today isn't my ultimate. My story doesn't end right here with what you see today. Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. Self-actualization. Self-actualization, I believe, this is just me. Self-actualization, I believe, is the highest form a man can live on this earth. That's the place. I talked about it last week. I talked about voluntary focus. You come in, Christian, if you want to. I talked about voluntary focus and involuntary focus last week on my Motivational Monday. I talked about voluntary focus as a top-down approach where I'm being driven by my goals and by my dreams. The involuntary focus means I'm being driven, to Maslow's point, by the everyday needs of my life: water, food, drink, shelter, health, money. Those things. Every day I'm making decisions from involuntary focus than I am off of driven focus. And most of us, here is another example of Maslow's hierarchy of needs of how we make decisions of involuntary focus, trying to fulfill, I take no thought for tomorrow, That's what I'm just going by the book. I take no thought for tomorrow because he holds tomorrow in his hand. I'm more about building me today than I am about what I eat or drink or what I do tomorrow. I'm breaking bread right now. Too many of us, indeed, like last week and this week is a continuation. It's the same message given to you with a different spin. It's given to you with the spin of 1950 Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs, where last week we talked about voluntary and involuntary focus. This message is no different. Voluntary focus means I stay focused and grounded on what my goals and what my dreams and what my gifts and my talents, my platform that the great I am has given me before the foundation of the earth. I'm not being tossed and fro from every other wind because I'm unstable in my mind. I know what I've been called to do. I got to move in that direction. I can't be too moved about what I see today. I can't be too moved about how I feel today. I can't be too moved about what somebody said about me today, because any day where I'm off my voluntary focus is a moment lost for me to build, baby, build. I can't afford to lose too many moments of building, baby, building, because there are too many people attached to my goals and my dreams. There's no way I can fail when I know I got Christian right here and I know I got Anthony upstairs. I know I got them trailing my path. There's no way I can fail as it relates to becoming the best version of myself, self-actualization. And it's not listen, man, I've had more and I've had less. I rejoiced in both. I lived in a room the size of a closet and slept on a mattress and a box spring. I've done that. I lived in a house with 6 bedrooms. I've done that. Neither one defined who, oh my God, I feel that with everything in me. Neither one really defined who I am. Neither one really defined who I am. I've had money in the bank and I've had to borrow money to get home from the gas station. I've had a foreclosure of a big house. I've had an apartment. I've lived in a big house. Neither one of those situations define who I really am. Whether I had more, whether I had less, it doesn't define who I am. What defines who I am is what the great I am has said about my awakened I am. What I believe about me, if what I believe about me says more about me than my external circumstances. You can walk through the valley of the shadow of death and not fear any evil. Because ultimately, I'm in partnership with the great I am. His role is to understand the how. It's his job to bring me the how. How we gonna get it done? What vehicle we gonna get it done through? What resources we need? I got one job. It's to make sure I understand the why. A person with a made-up mind, with a why that supersedes themselves, will run through a wall to get to the other side to accomplish that why, because they realize that what I have today, is not what I believe my ultimate goal and my ultimate vision is. So if I got to give up what I have today in order to accomplish my why tomorrow, it's gone bye-bye. Night-night. It wasn't enough anyway. What I had today, when I lived in the house the size of a closet, it wasn't enough. When I lived in a 6,000 square foot house, it wasn't enough, because my goals and my visions are much greater than what I am right now. So if I had to give it all up today, bye-bye, because I know what's coming tomorrow is greater. But there are too many of us that hold on to the version of who we are today. Well, I've always just cussed people out. Cussing people out is what I do. Keep holding on to that version of you that cussed somebody out. You're missing the version of you that was meant to supersede and build friends and bring friends into your life. Well, I've always been broke. Well, keep holding on to that version of you that's always been broke. If it's not enough, why not trade that version of you that's not enough in for an actualized version of you that is better? Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. This is fire if I've ever heard it. And I ain't saying it because it's me. I'm saying it because it's true. Got some people chiming into this conversation. Yes, believing what God says is the way. Stay lined up with the great I am, the only way. Coach T said you better partner with the great I am. There's no greater partner than the great I am. Upgrade yourself. There's no greater partner than the great I am who awakens my I am. Man, I'm telling you right now. I'm just gonna rap for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my notes down, get on off that paper. I want to rap. I just want to rap with you for a second, and I want to give you a few keys, to self-actualization in your life. I want to give you a few keys of how to move the bar on how to produce the best version of yourself. The first key I'm going to give you, and I'm swagging right now, no notes, just me rapping to you. The first key I'm going to give you is work on you every day. 7 days a week, do one small thing to improve you. Oh, yeah, I just broke bread. Here's the reality. All your basic needs, I like what somebody, Coach T said it, you're partnered with the great I am. All your basic needs are going to be met: food, water, substance, blah, 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 blah. I promise you, you're not going to die of hunger and thirst. Just scratch it off your list. You're not going to die of hunger and thirst. I mean, if you're listening to me, you're not going to die of an undisclosed illness, because self-actualization actually says that you're greater than anything your body can go to. You can go through. You're actually greater. That's the part about self-actualization. And I'm gonna say this, and I know my mama, she on here, she don't like that kind of talk, but I'm gonna say this. Part of you being able to be healed and maintain your healing is self-actualization. The best version of you doesn't have cancer. The best version of you doesn't have debt and lack and unbelief. The best version of you doesn't have diabetes that affect your everyday living. I'm telling you right now, self-actualization is the place where you've learned to create from your inside. I promise you that there's no disease that I'm saying this, that there's no disease, there's no form of debt, lack, unbelief, there's no form of addiction, there's no form of the penal system, there's no form of anything that can stop a person who actually wants to self-actualize and become the realize and become the best version of yourself. That there's nothing. I promise you that there's nothing can stop you the moment you start saying, okay, I am greater, and you start working towards your greater. You partner with the great I am. You start working towards your greater just a little bit every day. Just a little bit every day. I can't go if it's nothing but listen to a 20-minute YouTube. Like right now, I just told my kids, like, well, I ain't just tell them, but I pay my kids $2 a chapter for read a chapter, write me a paragraph. I pay you $2 of the book of my choice. The book of my choice. Chop wood, carry water. The book of my choice. The diary of a wimpy kid. The book of my choice. What's the other book, Christian? The black book that they have. I can't think of the name of it, but it's the book of How to Make Your Bed. Is the one they did the other day. It's the book of my choice. Why, motivational teacher? Because
they choose their own book, they won't learn from it.
If they should, yeah, like Christian just said, in order to get my $2, I need the book, because we ain't reading no fairy tales and no Harry Potters and clicking your heels and all that stuff. We're reading stuff and spending time on stuff that's gonna make us better. Because self-actualization is all about you working on your mind. That's why I think my favorite said, let this mind that be in Christ be also in you. He's saying, like, you move to self-actualization. The only way to get there is to improve and increase that mind. I'm waiting on my boss to give me a promotion. I'm waiting on Eggman Man. I'm waiting on Bank of America to let me approve that loan. I'm waiting to partner with the Chick-fil-A. And I got all these stipulations that determine on something happening externally. And I'm telling you that all your solutions are internal. Number one is work on you daily. Work on you daily. Go ahead and believe that. Work on you daily. You cannot materialize it without that. Key number 2. Key number 2, activate faith. Oh my God. I know that sounds cliches. I know that sounds like a cliche because every motivational speaker, every inspirational leader always talk about faith. But I can promise you, not in the way that I am about to talk about faith. At the end of your comfort zone is where faith begins. Not faith in God, faith in you. And faith in the great I am who awakens your I am. Like it takes nothing. We faith in God is I'm gonna get to heaven. We already believe faith in God. Yeah, we already believe that. Check that off the books. Check faith in God. I'm talking about activate the faith in you. And that you're I am, and that you're worth the investment, you're worth the commitment for you to work on yourself every day. I know that I want to be the motivational teacher to the masses. I don't have to see the masses because faith is my substance. Faith is my evidence. I work as hard as I can. I go as hard as I can on these things. Why? Because faith is my substance. I don't need 8,000 eyes to validate what I'm doing because faith is my evidence. Activate faith. I know right now I ain't got but $17 in the bank, but my faith has been activated that I am a millionaire. Say it with me. I am a millionaire and my bank account is lying to me. That's activating faith. Activating faith. You got to activate faith. Motivational teacher. Every time I try to do it, it doesn't work. Motivational teacher. The last time I activated faith, motivational teacher, it didn't go well. I'm telling you right now. Faith is your substance. Faith is your evidence. Without faith, it is impossible to reach self-actualization. Without faith that I am worth the investment, without faith that my children are worth the investment, without faith that my future is worth the investment, you'll never make the decisions, you'll never make the sacrifices needed in order to reach your goals and your dreams. Not faith in God. This is faith in you. I am worth the investment. I believe my gifting is worth me coming on here spitting this content. I believe my gifting is worth my kids reading a book a week. I believe that their gifting is worth learning how to write today. I believe that there's something so great about their future that communication and understanding and activating thought is imperative to what they must do. So right now, today, I am sowing seeds of faith in order to get them to know. So when the moment comes, this is what I love about God, that he's all promised us time and chance. Every person on here is guaranteed time and chance. The thing about activating your faith says that when I get my moment, I'll be ready. I won't have to get ready. I'll what? Stay ready. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Activating your faith is about getting ready when you don't have the opportunity. So when you get the opportunity, baby, I've been ready 2 years ago for it. I just broke bread. Somebody needed to hear that right now. I just seem like I've just been getting ready for something. You got an opportunity coming that the world eyes have not seen, ears, they ain't ready for it because you've been in the, I love my grandmother said, you've been in the dressing up room. I love it when little kids go to school and Christian go to school dressed like Barack Obama. I love it when AJ go to school, he's dressed like Michael Jordan. I love it when Christian go to school with his Kobe Bryant jerseys on. I love it when AJ go to school and he's like Martin Luther King. I love the fact that when my niece, she goes like Jameson, the later on Hidden Figures. I love the fact when they do that because right now, that's how you increase faith. You dress up, although I don't have the credentials. I'm gonna put my Obama suit on because I believe there's an orator that's gifted like Obama on the inside of me. I'm gonna put this Jordan costume on and I'm gonna dress up. because I believe there's a seed of greatness that's on the inside of me too. See, some of us need to activate our faith. Some of us just need to go ahead and dress up. Some of us the director of nursing, I need to go ahead and get me a desk plate name and just sit it on my desk at home, director of nursing. Some of us, I'm the motivational teacher to the masses. I need to go ahead and get the Georgia Dome and go ahead and put me in it. And put it every time I walk down my stairs, I see the Georgia Dome with the motivational teacher right in the center of it. Or the Mercedes-Benz Stadium right now. Because I believe I've been called to speak in venues like that. Some of us need to go dress up. We need to activate our faith and we need to dress up. It's time to dress for success. I want to be promoted. I want the corner office. I no longer can't dress like I'm a hireling. I need to dress like the people in the corner office. That's activating faith. You ain't heard that before. That's activating faith. Everybody want to chase the bag. I love what Dion said. I ain't chasing no bag. The bag is chasing me because of my preparation and my process to greatness. I ain't got to chase the bag. The bag is chasing me. The moment you get to the point where you activate your faith, you start believing, although I can't see it, I believe that it's already been given to me before the foundation of the earth. I already believe it. I said, thank you, Coach T. Number 1 is work on you. Number 2 is activate your faith. Work on you. Activate your faith. And number 3, this is not going to be a popular one. I'm swagging right now. This is not going to be a popular one right here. Christian, we talk about it all the time. Number 3 is do the doggone work. More and more, it's just so hard, and I'm so tired, and it's so, and somebody said something to me, and this didn't go right. Stop all the whining and complaining and do the doggone work. Do the doggone work that it takes, that's required to be great. I promise you, you're never going to reach greatness with an average work ethic. I just broke bread. If your work ethic is that of an average individual, hang up greatness. I work at 8 to 5, and how am I supposed to now work on my business and work on me? Why? Because number 2, I've already activated my faith. My faith is activated to believe that I'm worth it, that I'm worth it, that I'm worth it. So now I got to do the work. Number 1, you got to work on you. Number 2, you got to activate your faith. And number 3, you got to do the work. What is the work? I got to solicit motivational speeches. I got to find people that in my circle of where I'm going and not where I am. I got to understand that I got to read books and I got to be up to date on what the key words are in corporations. I got to understand the move of what's going on around me. So when I get called to speak on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging at a Fortune 100 company, baby, I stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready. I understand when I get called to a faith conference that I can talk about the great I am has awakened my I am and use scripture. I understand that when I go to a future leaders conference that I got to talk about leadership and all the aspects of it. I stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready. Why, motivational teacher? Because that is doing the work. Put my hands to the plow. Some of us got to get our hands dirty. Some of us got to decide that you grab the shovel. Some of us got to go ahead and turn on the oven. Some of us got to go ahead and get the recipe and realize that the work ain't going to do itself. I got to do the physical labor in order to get it done. Oh my God, this is a bread-breaking moment. Self-actualization, when you get to the best version of yourself, just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. It requires consistent, intentional, and deliberate work on your behalf. Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. And truthfully, most of the work is done mentally. That's a bread breaking moment. A lot of us have been told that we make money through working with our hands, or, I love the fact that my uncle, that my grandfather worked in fields. And so as farming. And so my grandfather made his living with his hands, like literally with his hands. My uncles worked in plants and were plumbers and carpenters and mechanics. And they did in and out jobs like that. Electrician, they did in and out jobs because they saw daddy work with their hands, and daddy made the majority of his money with his hands. And so they work with their hands to make their money. But I'm telling you, there's a version of you, there's a version of me that where when you work with your hands, your impact is finite. When you begin to work with your mind, your impact is infinite. When you begin to work with your mind, your impact is infinite. As long as you work with your hands, your impact will, it can be delivered and it can be impactful. And there's nothing wrong with people that work with their hands. But even with people that have a lawn service, I have a guy that cut my lawn right now. The guy cut multiple. The guy make $300,000 a year doing lawns. Why? Because does he personally cut lawns to equal $300,000? No, but now he's sitting in the office coordinating the crews and where they go and how they do it in excellence to maintain his standard. There's a place where you have to operate with your mind to realize the best version of yourself, or to put it this way, to realize self-actualization. When you come into the best version of who you are. It's been your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses. I appreciate you all for chiming into this conversation. I appreciate you all hanging out with your boy for 51 minutes. And I hope you got something that surely is going to move you from glory to glory. You got something that's going to get you to where you need to go. And until next time, I'm challenging you to wage war on mediocrity. Your boy is out.
It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage